On today's DNVR Nuggets podcast, we are going to rank the best players in the Northwest Division. Where does Nikola Jokic rank? We'll find out. That's coming up on the DNBA show. And we're live on this casual Friday.
What's casual about it?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
So funny, Eric.
We are here in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your front range Toyota store. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Fellas, I'm Harrison Wind. I got D-Line with me today.
So, a little peek behind the curtain.
What?
Here at the show. Vogt just arrived. Wasn't here for the cold open. You didn't know because of the magic of editing.
TV
it was just
magic.
And then Vogt just came in like a cartoon, like a college student.
He
like
looks great, though, I
looks
will
great.
say. This
Very
is
rough.
a great casual Friday.
And then he just-
Actually, just a great everyday look.
And
Thanks,
then,
guys.
and then he
Thanks.
just sat down with his backpack still on.
Hasn't even opened the backpack.
Yeah, Vogt is debuting and displaying a look that I like to refer to as a lumberjerk.
Yeah, this is like Tom Cruise
Yeah.
in the forest.
Too cool for school. But whatever, let's do the show. Whatever.
How's your Friday going, Vogt?
It's going good now.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was a little touch and go about making it to the pod on time, so that was
Yeah.
tough. But as Eric pointed out, I was here just on time, so I feel great.
Yeah, dude.
Ready to kick off the weekend with my bros.
Oh,
Yep.
man, dude.
What a treat. What?
As the
dude.
mic
Can we
comes
cut
out of the
Vogt's
socket.
Yeah. Sorry.
camera?
I shouldn't have come in today.
We got a fun show lined up on this casual Friday, despite the start here. I thought it would be fun to rank the best players in the Northwest Division. A little Northwest Division talk.
Okay.
Because, look, I mean, the Northwest, we don't talk about divisions a lot.
Well, that's because they're largely meaningless.
They are largely meaningless, but you play your division more than anybody else.
You do?
This is true.
So I thought it would be cool to rank the best players in the Northwest Division, a division that the Nuggets have really owned in a lot of the Jokic era until very recently. So
Yeah, it's true.
I'm interested to see where, the Nuggets rank on that list. We've got some other stuff we'll get to as well. But let's start with this. We talked yesterday, guys, about could Altitude get back on Comcast?
Brendan
What?
also kind of looks like Weekend at Bernie's. Bernie, the guy that was dead. He's keeping his sunglasses
That's right,
on.
yeah.
Like, it's unclear. We don't know if Adam is controlling him.
That's
I'm
my favorite
sorry.
comp is Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. I get that one a lot. But sorry, Harrison. As you were.
The worst part is that you didn't interrupt him. I did. And you apologized because you're the distraction.
The,
Anyway, go ahead,
the
sorry.
Toyota chat saying Eric has an all-time laugh, so I'm willing to just let
Oh,
you
hell yeah,
laugh.
dude. Let's
you do
go.
have a good laugh. You really do.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. So yesterday we talked about, is there an announcement coming from Altitude about them being back on Comcast or
Bro.
being back locally? Because it seems like a lot of people are teasing something. So it seems like something is up. Well, it just so happened that this morning, the Dallas Mavs announced their new TV deal for next season, and they are following a trend that a lot of NBA teams are doing right now. They are going totally free, over the air,
Brother.
local television for all Mavs games next season. The Pelicans just did this as well.
Yes.
The Suns, we
Yes.
know. A lot of teams are doing this, D-line. It seems like the trend that's happening right now.
This was the Denver Nuggets when I was a child. They were on Channel 2. You would watch them. They were free to all. They were not good, so it was actually,
Viewership was low.
viewership was low because the Nuggets were not good. Please let this be something that is in the works for the Cronkies and the Denver Nuggets. There's nothing more appropriate at this stage in the history of this franchise than to democratize them and to get them in front of everybody. Jokic is a gift that needs to be shared with the world, man.
Yeah.
Complicated by them owning Altitude and
Yes.
having their own media arm. So it's a different, like, if you're looking for a reason why they haven't arrived at this solution like other teams, that would be why.
Yeah, it is, because obviously there's the simple way to make this happen, which is you partner with a local television station, a Channel 2 or whatever, Channel 9, over-the-air station. You create your own pregame, postgame broadcast, so you have this block of content that appears on another station. But you're right, the fact that they own another station that is on all the time and must be filled with content does make this a little bit more tenuous.
It definitely does. But it does seem like this is the solution, and maybe the only solution that gets high approval ratings from fan bases.
Free?
Like,
Right.
yeah.
And on the air, like just
Yes.
on TV in a sense that people are used to.
Right.
Well, you don't have to get any. You just literally get rabbit ears. And you
Yeah,
can watch the
right,
Denver
right.
Nuggets. Like,
Yeah. But it seems like there are a lot of other solutions out there. Like, a lot of things have been talked about. There's streaming package, a standalone thing. Like, we talked about that for years. It feels like they could come up with a bunch of different solutions, and there will be some people that cheer them for that and some people that like still rag on them for that. This feels like the only one that has close to 100% approval rating that nobody can really say anything about, you know?
Well, I mean, the solution is obvious. Like, it is, of course. Like, just let people watch your product, because then you make even more money when more people are interested in your product. But it is that complication of the former era that we are just getting out of, where our regional
RSN, Regional Sports Network.
where RSNs took hold and became the norm, and it was a deeply flawed paradigm that now basketball teams are looking at each other like, oh no, we gave too much power to the cable company.
Yeah.
We gave away too much of the power, because now they're trying to choke us out. They won't let people see our stuff, and we empowered them too much. So it's an obvious answer, but it's like nothing's easier and obvious when there's so much money involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I agree. I mean, it's to the point we were making yesterday. Like, even if technically there's just as or there are enough convenient options out there that, like, yeah, it's available to you. There is just some people just want to feel like, in a traditional sense, like their team is just on TV and they can just watch it.
Like, you want your mom to sit down and be like, oh, is this Jokic? What is this Djokovic guy I've heard?
Right.
Because my mom knows about Jokic, but she's not indoctrinated. She's not going to be like, I need to get Cronky Plus or whatever so that I can watch Nikola Jokic, you know? And it's like, we need just like the casual onlooker because the Broncos are free. Like, why are the Broncos such a big deal? Like, everyone gets the Broncos.
Yeah.
Like, you don't necessarily know you're a Broncos fan until you become one. And same thing with the Nuggets.
Yeah. And we've hit on this over the years, man. And I think the Nuggets and the people making these decisions actually recognize this. I think Josh Kroenke even said something similar to this when he was on this show. They've really missed out on capturing
Oh my God.
so many potential diehard Nuggets fans during this run.
Yes.
You know, starting, I'd say, whatever this whole thing started until now, it's been...
Oh, the whole history of DNVR?
Yeah.
It's literally never been on TV.
Yeah. I mean, the best era of Nuggets basketball. So many potential fans have missed out on that. That sucks. That's in the past. There's nothing we can do now to rewrite that.
Nope.
Now you just hope that you don't make that same mistake again. You can't continue to make that mistake.
This is just like how the world of capitalism works. Like, somebody finds a way to make money doing something, then everybody does that, and then you're like, oh no,
It's too good for only one person.
we
now.
made a terrible mistake.
Totally.
Like, there's a very clear fatal flaw in this plan, but they already built the infrastructure to support this style of content delivery. So now they have to like undo a lot of stuff, and it's going to be very expensive for them.
Right.
but it's obviously the right. That's what they have to do.
I'm relieved at seeing the myriad efforts of throwing attempts at the wall to
Yes.
see like what will stick, because it's one of the weird ways in which for a long time with every year linked pretty directly to technology and advancements, it felt like life was getting better.
Yeah, I know.
And in the last
So
10 to
much
15, there's
worse.
just so many things
Black
that just feel
Mirror.
like they're just getting worse. And I know that that's not a revelatory concept. Maybe it makes some people roll their eyes, but like in a weird way, despite there in theory being more sports broadcasts than ever, it gets bizarrely difficult to just watch the local team, right?
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster. So this is just something that should be easier and something that should be more immediately understood, like and as a community asset and digested as one.
Of course, man.
So
It says Denver on their shirts.
Totally.
Love it from the
You know
Mavs.
what's funny, man? Last night, I was waiting for the football game to start. Chiefs Ravens first game of the year. There was like a delay and stuff, so I was flipping around the local stations because, like D-Line was saying, for football games you can just be flipping the channels and you run into a great game.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
And I was like watching the local news for a little bit. It was great.
Yep.
Local news, low key a great watch.
Windows in his dad era.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched local Denver
like-
news in a long time.
Wait,
Yeah,
yeah.
put the one shot on me for this one.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. This is the first time we've ever heard this, and you are literally a dad now.
Yeah. I enjoyed watching the local news.
I do feel
When
like
was the last time you watched local Denver news?
It's been a long time.
I would challenge you to do it, and I bet you enjoy it.
okay.
It's nice to know what's going on in the community.
Well, listen, we
And
know,
the Denver Nuggets are the community.
yeah,
you
I got
understand
scratched.
that-
See how I landed the plane there?
Yeah, that was good.
you understand that local news up until recently had Ryan Green's father, Ed Green.
The legend.
Yeah, but even like I love Ed Green, he's the best. But like just knowing that it was
I thought that's where he was going.
knowing that it was benefiting Ryan Green in some way, I was like, I can't do it.
Right.
Just didn't feel good. But I guess I'm back.
You should watch some local
I know.
news.
Harrison's like, also, I've been thinking a lot about this. It's more about whether or not the shoes are comfortable, but more so than what they look
Well, I
like.
mean, I do wear Hokas now, so I'm kind of on that
He's
train.
super there. He's super there.
Khakis are very versatile. What are you talking about?
Do we
Yeah,
think
they're-
Wynn's going to become a lawn guy?
No, you know what?
I wish I could.
You know
Yeah.
what Wind is absolutely going to become is dad that wears a golf shirt to every event in his life.
No, I will never be that guy.
It's at a wedding.
But I do
at
wear
the
Hokas,
store.
and I might tune back into the local news tonight.
Okay, all right. Listen.
This was another story out there this morning. Shaq was on a podcast. I'm sorry, I don't know what he was on here. And he was asked a question. Who is the worst NBA player of all time?
The worst NBA player of all time.
time.
That was
I have,
the
I, have a, I have a
question.
nominee. I have a nominee.
His nominee was Rudy Gobert.
Such a funny answer.
Whoa!
Because who is the worst NBA player of all time?
I have the right
Shaq answers Rudy Gobert.
That's a rude answer. I have the right answer. You want to know?
Yeah.
Jordan McRae.
No. Kostas Papanikolaou.
Yeah.
That's the worst NBA player I've ever seen.
Facundo was right there.
He
too.
actually had some good moments in 2015.
He got cooked by LeBron in a way that I'll never forget. I'll never forget.
There are much worse players than Kostas Papanikolaou.
Shaq's answer is hilarious. Hilarious. Because
Do we have it? Can we play it?
you
real
can
quick?
hate Rudy as
Gobert.
much as you want.
Yeah,
He
let's
is
play it,
objectively
yeah.
not the worst player of all
I
time.
love it.
Rudy Gobert.
Oh my God! I knew he was gonna say Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
He's worse than Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is another bum. No, because you know why?
I'm sorry to Rudy
No,
Gobert and Ben Simmons.
because
by the way.
I'm gonna tell you why. If you sign a contract for $250, show me $250. It's the reason why I walk funny and why I can't turn my neck and why I can't do it because I played for my 120. So you got guys like him that the system over, they're making all this money and they can't f***ing play. So I don't respect guys like that. Like you know, every time I make these comments, people think I'm hating, but these are facts. You got teachers, you got firemen, you got doctors who have real jobs and don't get paid shit.
Vogt NBA player.
Okay. So I
Damn.
think his answer and reasoning is because of his contract.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question.
Yeah, it's really not the question. It's not worst contract of all time.
He didn't say like, who has the worst contract of all time? Because we all know that was Timofey Mozgov.
Yeah, shout out to Lakers for that one. And then Rudy Gobert got on Twitter and responded this morning, I believe, or no, this was yesterday. And he says, "It's sad to see someone that's accomplished as much as you did, both in sport and business, and still be triggered by another man's finances and accomplishments."
Listen, here's the thing. I think Rudy's right. Like an insane stray from Shaq. There's a lot of ways you can make whatever point he's trying to.
Stray.
Well, yeah, you're right. Like headshot, and like the question wasn't even really
No, dude.
leading him towards Rudy in any way.
He really just got a question. It was like, how can I make this about Rudy Gobert?
How do I make this about Rudy?
How can I diss Rudy Gobert? Like if we were like, hey, Vogt, why did you come in so disheveled with your backpack on? And you were like, because Rudy Gobert fucking sucks.
Yeah, because Rudy's terrible. That's what it. And so I understand Rudy, but then also Rudy can't help himself, man. This running for school president ass energy quote tweet from Rudy Gobert. Look, I know maybe in modern times we're not supposed to say it like this. Some people just cannot help but get themselves bullied. Some people are just impossibly bullyable, and I think that he's
Kale,
one of them.
we're thinking about you right now, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, Kale's sick, but
No,
yeah, he's one of them for sure.
No, that's even more so. Kale's
Right.
currently sick, and he's also
Still getting bullied. Not even here.
Not even here.
And so, Rudy, unfortunately, you are one of those guys.
Now
I think.
that was a stray.
Yeah.
But you have this from Shaq, and then like 3 days ago you have Derek Lively, who is not, he can't sniff Rudy Gobert's
right.
shorts. That was weird. I don't know why I said that.
I know what you were going for. I think jockstrap's the expression, but
Yeah,
that
I
also
don't-
feels.
but I don't want to say that
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
hard to
said
say.
shorts.
Both sentences are terrible. They're awful sentences.
And then you have Derek Lively trashing Rudy Gobert 3 days ago. I mean, Rudy Gobert still holds the top status as the player everybody
Yes.
loves to trash.
Are we going to become a Rudy Gobert apologist
No,
podcast?
because he is overrated in terms of just like his accolades and how good he
he's
actually
overrated.
is. I
he
think
was just
but
called the worst player of all time.
he does have 4 defensive player of the years now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a little far cry from worst player ever.
we have to defend Rudy Gobert. Shaq, you suck, man. You put us in terrible positions all the time.
Just say you don't like him, and we'll be like, yeah,
I mean,
that's
he
fair.
probably does have an argument for the most, like 55555-ish says, the most disrespected NBA player of all time.
He's
He
way
does
up
have
there.
a case for that.
Way up there. As far as guys that have actually accomplished something, he gets destroyed routinely by his peers and his friends. You all right there, Eric?
I'm just watching my favorite show.
All right. With that, let's hit our first break. A lot more to get to. On the other side, we're going to rank the 10 best players in the Northwest Division.
Rudy Gobert, number 1.
For this ad read, I'll try to find a new profession for Rudy Gobert. He'd be a really good roofer because it's hard to see the damage from the ground
I think he'd be a terrible.
unless you're the size of Rudy Gobert.
He
Or you
actually
just-
might be a great roofer.
Yeah.
No way,
Doesn't
dude.
even need a ladder.
Just gets up on his toes, peeks over.
He actually cannot do that. He has to get on a tiny ladder. He would be a terrible roofer.
All right, just hire Red Hawk Roofing instead. They're Denver's best roofers. They've joined the DNVR team. Quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time. Colorado's best estimators and contractors, huge DNVR supporters. And of course, they're not trying to rip you off. So there's free no obligation roof and property inspections, free in-depth photo reports for all inspections. You could have them inspect that damage before you commit to handing them over your money. They don't just want to take it without making sure you know what you're paying for.
Oh, yeah.
And you're getting what you're paying for.
These are the homies, man.
They are the homies. Supporting your local teams can also mean supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. If you're looking for a new roof over your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921.
Or just come to any watch party and they're here, and you could just be like, "Hey, can you do my roof?"
That's right.
After this game, they'll be like, "No."
Tell them DNVR.
They're like, "We're watching the game." Dude.
Also, check out Bet365, Never Ordinary. That's where we bet here at DNVR. Bet365, they're the best in the business. I think they have the most boosts every month. They have over 10,000 boosts every month, specific based on the market. You'll get specific boosts if you're in Denver. You'll get specific boosts no matter where you are. Keep an eye out for custom DNVR bets and boosts as well. they had a whole ton of boosts for Thursday Night Football last night.
Not Thursday Night Football. Opening kickoff, my guy.
Well, technically Thursday Night Football, right?
Opening day is
Okay.
not a Thursday game in the MLB. It's opening day. This was the first. We are officially underway with the National Football Association.
We are. Did you bet it all last night?
It was still on a
Football
Thursday,
League.
right? Yeah. Yeah, you also said MLB. You're all over
Well,
the
no,
map.
I'm saying like
He's saying MLB is quote opening
I see.
day.
I
opening
see,
day
I
for
see.
the MLB. You're not like all. It was a Thursday.
Yeah.
You're like it's
Yeah.
opening fucking day. It is the kickoff, baby. Opening kickoff.
Kickoff.
Yeah. Did you bet it all last night?
Yes, I did.
I cleaned up. I'm not going to lie to
I'm
you.
guessing you lost.
Why are we talking about old stuff, man?
Yeah.
I won 3 for 3 at Bet365 where it's never ordinary.
Wow. What'd you
Yeah.
get?
I had Chiefs money line. I had a quarterback parlay. When Mahomes
Yes.
and Jackson
Lamar.
are playing,
Yeah.
you just like instead of you just bet for both quarterbacks
Yes.
to do well, and
Yeah.
then you're just constantly watching guys ball out, and you're
We
like,
actually I was part of a successful parlay that we built in the bar.
Yeah.
We took Lamar Jackson over 50 yards rushing. He got that in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got.
Oh yeah, I did see your tweet that you were very drunk last night.
Let's just say this
five,
podcast
first
powered
of
by Z-Biotic.
yeah, that's awesome.
Let's just
there you
say-
go.
Yeah, I got pre-alcohol and I'm currently post-alcohol.
Also, shout out Xavier Worthy, anytime touchdown scorer.
That guy ate last night.
He did.
Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. We are back on the DNBA show, the DNVR Nuggets podcast. Harrison Wind, Eric Wedum, Brendan Vogt here on this casual Friday. Guys, let's take a look at the Northwest Division.
okay.
A division the Nuggets have owned until very recently. The Thunder, they were the 1 seed in the West last year. They won the division last year. I thought it would be fun to rank the best players in the Northwest Division.
Let's
There's
do
some
it.
good
1
players.
through 10.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it.
start with 1.
Again, Rudy Gobert. It's Jokic, man. How have you not already put Jokic in? What are you doing?
Jokic is the best player in the Northwest Division.
Yeah, here. Nikola Jokic.
So, the only reason I would say Jokic is because he has 3 MVPs and a Finals MVP, and he's better.
You get rid of that maybe right now.
Do you guys feel like he is still entering next season as the unanimous consensus best player in the world? Because I
Yes.
still feel like he has that title.
Yes, I do.
I think that the Olympics will help that shine a little bit. I think he lost that title in the casual onlooker's mind last playoff season. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think that I think if Luka hadn't flamed out so hard, we would
Right.
be having a lot of Luka convo.
That's what if they won the finals,
Yeah.
I think it's a Luka summer.
Or if
Yeah,
or if
I agree
Minnesota
with
had
that.
gone further,
Right.
it's like
You're right.
it really
Or if
just,
he lost in dramatic fashion in Game 7 or something.
But he was amazing.
No, like truly, like the greatest thing happened for Brendan Vogt, strangely, is that he was wrong but right.
Right.
The Celtics won, and no one's talking about Jason Tatum, and it's the greatest thing ever. Vogt just dodging bullets.
Dodging bullets.
I mean,
Inches
Jason
from the
Tatum's
heart.
summer has gone great for you also. We got a tattoo of winning the
All-Star Game MVP.
All-Star Game.
And he was known for not playing in the Olympics. I honestly kind of can't believe it.
No, I know. You're like, you're like, bro, what is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
this going my
looked
way?
Satan in the eyes, and Satan said, "You know what? It's fine.
It's cool.
Yeah, you're cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, don't trip, dude. Yeah.
Man.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
yeah,
it's
Jokic
Jokic
is
number 1.
No question, no question.
I still feel like he has the title pretty clearly.
Yes, no question. Well, especially in the Northwest Division.
Right. Number 2, I think, is pretty clear as well.
Yeah, SGA.
I think it's SGA.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
It seemed like, if we were thinking about this list after the finals, like
Yeah.
maybe Anthony Edwards could have had something to say
That's what I'm
about
saying.
it.
If
or after
Minnesota
the Nuggets
had
and
gone
World
further.
Series, yeah.
Yeah, SGA, I think he lost a little bit of his shine also after, like, he was the hottest player to bring
Bold
up
move,
and talk
yeah.
about.
I would just put SGA. Yeah.
Bold move to try to spell that one live on the internet.
I know, dude.
But I think he's getting it.
nice freaking hyphenate. Who chooses a hyphenate?
Yeah,
Pick a name.
I think your parents probably.
Pick a name. Pick a lane, dude.
Yeah.
Pick a lane, dude. But
pick one.
well, I'll just tell you a quick story. I used to take photos in New York at private schools. We won't get into that. But in New York,
No, let's get into that.
in New York,
We have time.
in New York, at these private schools, like the more prestigious and expensive the private school,
Yeah.
there was a direct correlation to the number of hyphenate last names. Because they were
because
just,
the one parent doesn't want to.
Because
the
they were all
mom
just-
doesn't want to lose their last.
they
name.
were all big power players coming together.
Yeah.
They're like, all right,
Oh yeah.
I will broker a merger.
right. You're like brokering a business merger.
Your
in
name
marriage.
looks like a law firm.
Yeah.
You're like, hang on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the cheap schools we all went to, everyone was like just Smith. You know, nobody cared.
It was like Eric Backus hyphenate
Yes.
Shanker. Like,
Yes. Weedham, Backus Shanker.
look at his comment from James Ray. Who chooses a hyphen? Says D-line.
Your mom was D. Your dad was line.
Can we ban James? Like,
Oh,
he
chat's
just
on
turned
fire
himself
today.
a
first
diehard
off,
membership.
I just again to be clear, I did not choose my nickname to be D-Line. That chose me. Sorry. God
All right.
damn it.
He got you though,
I got
bro.
owned pretty hard.
All
Man.
right, can I say a name for you, Win?
Real quick on SGA,
Yeah.
real quick. Let's get into a little MVP talk.
Okay.
I think SGA has the best chance to win MVP. He is who I would bet on right now to win MVP.
Oh wow.
I think the Thunder are going to win the West. I think they might win the West going away. I think they could win like 60 games.
I agree.
Be the clear 1 seed. He was second last year. He's got momentum from that. I just feel like this is lining up for him to win MVP.
I don't think that that's far off at all. I think obviously there was a big push from the media with Jokic fatigue that they wanted SGA to win so badly.
Yeah.
He was the most fashionable pick. To talk about him meant that you knew ball. And I think he got knocked down a little bit though by playoffs and Olympics. I don't think he performed that well in either of those.
It's weird. I feel like he is far and away, like, if you're talking MVP, if it's him versus someone like Anthony Edwards, SGA all day. Except, doesn't it feel like in a weird way, like Ant kind of gained a little more collective appreciation in the last year?
I think it's just going to be a case of, no, you're totally right. I just think it's going to be in the regular season, 82 games.
I think you're right, dude.
SGA just has to do way more night to night. He's just going to have the numbers. Ant, he's got to, share the shine a little bit.
I think it's going to be the same 3 finalists. I don't really think
There's-
much.
I think you might be right.
They're
Yeah.
just eras, and it's the same 3-4 guys fighting for an era.
Yeah.
and we're kind of in one.
I
right
think
now.
Luka's got a great shot as well. I have more confidence that the Thunder are going to be at the top of the West
That's good
than
logic.
I have in the Mavs.
That's good logic.
No, see, like, and also if you think about it, like the reason Shai didn't win was just because of Jokic.
Right.
And if you're talking about why won't Luka win, they will say defense.
Right.
Like he has a.
They also might not be good enough.
They might not
be
be
like
good
the
enough.
five
Luka,
seed.
Luka has a fatal flaw, like in the way that people used to talk about Jokic. I
Sure,
mean, like,
sure.
And it's glaring. Like Luka is terrible. Like he's bad. on
Yeah,
defense.
like very low effort a
yeah.
lot of time.
Anyway, okay. So
All
who's
right,
number 3? Who's number
Let's
3?
move on. Number 3,
Anthony Edwards. I
Anthony
think.
Edwards. That's easy.
You guys down?
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards hyphen.
Yeah, there's nobody else I even feel like
Hell yeah,
has an
dude.
argument
Anthony
for 3.
Edwards line. Absolutely. Yes.
He's coming off a great season. Solid series against the Nuggets. I
Yeah.
think looking back,
Dude, he
people think
crushed
he individually was better than he actually was. Like he had some stinkers in that series.
Well, that's just it. But the games they won, he
so
won
did
them.
the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of their top players.
He won the series for them though. Like
Yeah.
he took it to KCP. He broke down our perimeter defense. He fucking he put the Nuggets in a bad spot where they didn't know how to recover comfortably, and then here we are.
Yeah, I think I think Ant is probably brimming with confidence as much as anyone in the league right now.
Oh my gosh.
And that's not just his personality, but also I think the year and a half that he's had. He just Now there is a little bit to the point you were making in the playoffs. Like the Nuggets saw a little bit of it, still lost to him. Like it's not quite the same as maybe like Jokic or Luka having control over like every facet of the offense. Like sometimes Ant gets tired. Sometimes those amazing shots turn into bad shots when he starts missing them. Having said that, the flip side is that when he's hot, from a Nuggets perspective, it actually feels a lot like, well, there's not much we can do except hope that he cools off.
He's a battering ram. Like, he just comes in and smashes. And it's like, Jokic is like a tank. Like, he just comes in and slowly rolls over you, and you're powerless against it. But, like,
it's just like
Anthony Edwards, he comes in like a wrecking ball. Just like he just smashes.
And, even those bruising backdowns before he fades away. Like, and he's one of those guys now where he's a tweener in a good way. Like he's too strong for small guards.
Yeah.
He's too quick for Aaron Gordon's.
Yeah.
This guy is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's hit another break. The list gets really interesting now because I don't even know who's for.
Oh man, we're getting into our argument era of the list.
I'm excited for this. So we'll get to the rest of this list on the other side here.
All right, let's do it. Before we do that, we got to tell you guys about the Ready, Set, Co Challenge.
Let's go.
Launched by UC Health, propagated by the legendary Coach Prime.
Want to know?
Their chief motivation
the legend
officer.
has begun.
You can say whatever you want about Coach Prime. Motivation is in his bag.
Yes.
If that guy told me to do some push-ups, I would do push-ups. And
Hopefully he does that.
that's more or less what's happening here. Not necessarily, but the goal of the challenge is to get Colorado back to its rightful place as the healthiest state. We've talked a lot about nutrition, thanks to Nutrition Prime. Part of that challenge is also mindfulness. Enter Mindfulness Prime, here to encourage us to chill, whatever that means to you. Music, meditation, connecting with nature, something we can do easily here in Colorado. Painting, yoga.
Negging Rudy Gobert.
Negging Rudy Gobert, stretching. However you stay mindful, relaxed, and reduce stress, D-line. It's important to do it. Chilling is fulfilling. Take 20 minutes a day to disconnect from life. Connect with yourself. All of these gentle and lovely reminders from Chief Motivation Officer Prime and UC Health. They're all with the aim of helping you be your best, healthiest self, and Colorado being the healthiest state once again. If you want to join UC Health's Ready, Set, Code Challenge, click the link in the show notes or go to www.uchealth.org/readysetco.
Also, Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. We're here in the Toyota Lounge.
Beep, beep.
Shout out to the Toyota chat. Vekoslav says Lauri Markkanen fourth in the Toyota chat.
Oh, wow.
He's in the conversation.
Little hot for
I'll
the
say
Toyota
that.
chat. Calm down, dude.
Trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA for generations. Toyota has built durable legends destined for greatness, perfect for Colorado. Whatever type of car you want, Toyota has an option for you. They brought back the iconic 2024 Land Cruiser.
Nice.
They've also got the 2024 Tacoma pickup truck. They offer 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the Epic 4Runner. They also currently offer more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. They've also got SUVs for the city, for the mountains, the RAV4, the Grand Highlander. So visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. It's the official vehicle of DNVR.
Hell yeah.
And we are back on the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
So wait, should we recap which teams are in the Northwest Division? So we've got, and you guys correct me if I'm off here. We got the Denver Nuggets.
If you're off, don't worry about it because I'm pretty sure there are players, at least there were past players on the Nuggets who didn't know who was in their division.
Okay, so we got Denver Nuggets, right? They're
Correct.
in the Northwest
That's
Division.
right. That's right, Eric.
Portland Trailblazers.
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes you forget about them, but yeah, they're here.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Correct, Mundo.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
And the Yaz of Utah.
That
The
is
Utah
correct.
Jazz.
Okay.
That's the Northwest Division.
So no one from the Trailblazers. That's the one thing we know.
I don't think so.
Who's the
but I
best
don't
player
know.
on the Trailblazers? Jeremy Grant?
Probably, yeah. It's Jeremy Grant.
Like right now, today?
Yeah, it's probably Jeremy Graham.
That's tough. That's not really what anyone wants.
Denny Avdia.
Oh, that's right.
Scoot Henderson, where you at? Where you at, son? All right, so
Okay, so number 4 here. We've got our top 3. Jokic, SGA, Anthony Edwards. Who's the 4th best player in the Northwest Division?
the nominees for the 4th best player in my mind are Lauri Markkanen, Karl Towns, Rudy Gobert, maybe Chet.
Maybe Chet.
No, probably not Lou Dort.
There's a nugget we got to get in here, man.
Oh yeah, Jamal.
Jamal Murray is in this conversation.
Jamal.
I think he's clearly below SGA and Ant right now,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but he is in this conversation right here.
Yeah, so I think I would be inclined to listen to the Toyota chat and award it to Markkanen. But I also think that there's a very realistic and reasonable argument that it should be Karl Towns.
Lauri Markkanen last year, 23 points per game, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, half a block, a steal, shot 48% from the field, 40% from 3 on 8 3-point attempts per game. Lauri Markkanen's damn good.
What were Karl
He only played in
Towns'
55 games for a bad team. Towns last year, let me see.
Yeah, it's a good point by the Oso Blanco. Imagine being Portland and you're just looking at the next 10 years of playing the Nuggets,
you
the
mean
Wolves, and OKC.
paying for the karmic sins that you as a fan base committed? Yeah, imagine that.
Towns last year, 21.8 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, 3 assists, 50% from the floor, 41.6% from 3.
Okay, it's Markkanen.
Am I being too biased here if I say this is the kind of the line for where we have to start factoring in what Murray did do in the playoffs? I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is not a playoff star.
Yeah, I don't think it's Towns.
Okay, Markkanen. Do we feel good about
Markkanen or
Lowry?
more? I kind of think it should be Murray, man. And I know
Whoa.
I think Markkanen is more consistent than Murray, like across 82 games. I just, and now not all these guys got to play with Jokic, so it's a little unfair. But I just feel like yeah, I got blocks at him.
We did, that was a little inside joke for us. Is that here almost blocked Adam? That was great.
Like everyone
I
else,
block Henry all the time on the Broncos show.
like everyone else, I'm down on Jamal Murray right now. But I think there's
Yeah.
a limit. I think there's a limit.
Well, we're down on him for the playoffs and for how he looked for Canada. I mean, should we
Yeah.
put any stock into that? I don't know. It's easy to forget, even though he only played in 59 games last year, he did have the best regular season of his career. Shot 42.5% from 3. By far the best he shot from 3. 21.2 points per game, that tied a career high. 6.5 assists, that was a career high. 48% from the field, that's a career high.
Oh boy.
He had the best regular season in terms of just numbers of his career last year. He played in 4 more games than Lauri Markkanen did.
Oh my God. Okay, listen.
Lowry, Rudy, and Jamal are the names for me.
If classic Jamal apologist Brendan Vogt.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I think we need Jamal in there just for the vibes.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
We're turning the page.
You don't like our list? Come up with your own list. Every other fan base that will be enraged by this.
Look, man. I mean, what he did in the 16-4 run is no small feat.
Dude.
Now he got to be next to Jokic, but I don't know, man. Like, is Markkanen now probably almost certainly actually as I say this, but is he a second option for a title team?
Yeah.
He's talented enough, but Jamal Murray has done this. I just feel like that has to be considered.
Okay, we hopped over both the Twin Towers from Minnesota and Lowry for Jamal, and I feel great about it.
I feel
But
great about it too.
But I don't know where's 5 now. Now we have to go back to that argument that we were just starting.
So
is this Lowry?
I think it's Markkanen or Gobert.
I believe Towns is better than Gobert.
Really?
I can't get there.
I do, dude. When he's good, he's really good. He's just maybe the most insufferable player in the NBA. His personality is
The defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert.
But his personality is a solid 0. And I think it's difficult to.
This is a personality
I think
quiz.
yes, I think it's difficult, and I feel the same way about Rudy Gobert. I just feel like he's such a sad sack. He's impossible to root for.
There is a thing with Rudy that everyone is almost able to put their finger on, and everyone wants to say it, which is like there is a huge but, right? Like, no matter how much you like them,
Whoa,
4
pause,
defensive players
dude.
in the year.
Male form corner.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's always a but with Rudy. But he also has 4 defensive players of the year, and it does feel a little. Like
All right,
if
you
he's
made
not
it-
5, he's 6.
You made a good point. Okay, Lowry Markkanen, number 5. Right?
You guys, yeah, I'm just talking.
Right? What do you think? You think Gobert? Who would you rather have on your team?
Markkanen.
Okay, number 5, Lowry Markkanen.
I can live with this.
And then 6, Rudy Gobert.
I think Rudy should be 6.
Dang, Towns erasure, dude.
I'm fine being the Towns eraser.
You're like, call me the town eraser. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So 6 is Rudy Gobert,
Yes.
Rudith Gobert, then Carl Towns. Yes, 7. Or you drop him further.
You love Carl Towns.
Yeah, I did not know this about D-line.
My God.
He is the biggest.
I was not expecting this.
There's things I'm learning about myself through this exercise.
Are we opening up in Minnesota?
Wow, that's a good idea. In that Tim Connolly is literally an investor in our company. I think listen. I'm surprised myself. I don't think that I didn't know that I liked his game.
Dude, Towns. I mean, I think Aaron Gordon might be better than Towns.
Damn, bro.
Is that hot of a take?
No, I don't think he's that out of a take. Cause see, now we're getting into like what's fun about analyzing basketball.
CJ, big market D line, got to get himself on list in Minnesota again.
Is like,
No, you're trying to get back in Minnesota's good graces. I know what you're doing.
Dude,
You're trying to get back in Timberwolves fans' good graces.
I really became a target for that fan base.
You did.
Like, I really.
Maybe overtly.
see, here's the thing about Towns. Towns is a bucket, right? Like when Towns gets hot, he's nice.
Yeah.
But how good is Karl Anthony
But
Towns?
also,
how good
Jonathan
is Karl Anthony
Kuminga
Towns?
also a bucket.
Right, that's exactly, yeah. So, like, I think Harrison had a great counter, like, right off the bat. Like, are we sure he's even better than Aaron Gordon?
Yeah.
And I also think there are Chat's pointing out Jalen Williams is in there. We got Chet still.
Dude, okay, hold on. Okay. What about, dang, Aaron Gordon then? My beloved Towns?
Does the chat think that Aaron Gordon is better than Karl Anthony Towns? Or
I
do
do.
they think Karl Anthony Towns is
I
better?
think he's better. Listen, this is why we talk it out,
Yeah, let's do a quick poll in the chat. Karl Anthony Towns or Aaron Gordon?
Conga, Booker, and Durant in the Pacific Division.
The
not-
Pacific.
We're learning about divisions together
I'm sorry,
as a
the
group.
Pacific Division.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think Jalen Williams could get in this conversation as well.
Me too. I do too.
He's
like,
not up there for me. Give me Towns or give me death before Jay will.
okay. I mean, you're so adamant about this.
This
I feel like
feels-
we have to put him there.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
I think it goes Aaron Gordon, Carl Towns. Then I would argue, I think Chet is better than Jay Will. I think that there's a very shaky, distant argument to talk about Jeremy Grant. That's a very shaky argument.
Who would you have if you had to win a playoff game right now? Aaron Gordon or Karl Anthony Towns?
Aaron Gordon, man. Aaron Gordon. I understand that
Anthony
Towns is like
beat us.
more talented.
All right. I feel like we have to put Towns here. This is for D-line.
All
Hell
right.
yeah, dude. Finally, something breaks my way. This is the worst thing.
I mean,
I've
that is
ever-
true. Like, this is kind of, it's different players. Like, and Towns has been an all-star. He's that kind of guy.
Totally. He does have that
He does have that
on his
pedigree.
resume.
All right. So then Aaron Gordon, number 8.
So we've got Aaron Gordon in consideration here. We've got Jalen Williams in consideration here.
Gordon's better.
Chet Holmgren here.
Chet's good. He's young. but
And
he's
like
good.
Michael Porter Jr., I feel like might be even in this consideration
pack
as
this
well.
With Nuggets. Let's just get the absolute ire and rage of everyone else in the Northwest Division.
Man,
Jalen McDaniels could be coming up here.
No. Jaden McDaniels, get lost.
I mean, he's somewhere in the combo of what's
off,
next.
Out of the combo.
I kind of think that is Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams last year,
Whoa.
19 points per game, 4th in most improved player voting.
he's
he's
just such a
got
glue
that
guy to
going
me.
for him.
He's not like a guy. He's like a glue guy.
I mean,
It's just
he's their clear number 2, I think.
It's just like his-
Chet. Chet's there too.
I mean,
But I mean, he's pouring in 19 points a game.
yeah, on like 54
What's
and
Chet's
42% from the.
Let's see what
Chet, I
Chet's-
think Chet is more of like a
Guy.
super role player for them.
Chet's
No.
pouring in 16 and a half.
All right, listen.
But I mean, Chet has the defense.
That is
too,
true.
So I think
this is a good convo.
this is a good convo. So
I think
let's
it's one of
put
these two.
Aaron Gordon in there.
I think it's one of these two.
I think we know our final three, though. I mean, I think it's Gordon, Williams, Holmgren
I think it's those
in
three.
some order.
So let's go. Gordon.
I'm not going to throw Isaiah Hartenstein into this talk right now.
Gordon. Chet Williams. That's what I think.
I actually think Gordon might be last in that group.
Oh, what a bummer you are.
I am a bummer.
What do you
like,
think,
you like
Yair?
Jalen Williams better than Aaron Gordon?
I think Jalen Williams is super, super, super good. I think for him to
Wouldn't
produce
you
as much
use
as he has
that way to describe Aaron Gordon?
I might use one more super for Jalen Williams. So like I think Aaron Gordon is in a beautiful, wonderful situation, which by the way I think Jalen Williams is as well. I just think Jalen Williams at age 23, is that right? Already looks like a guy who you could drop into more situations and he would
23?
just be less contingent upon other, like he's got a wider skill set.
Born in Denver, Colorado.
This one's tough.
This one's tough. Like because here's the thing. I'm not saying I'd necessarily rather have Jalen Williams than Aaron Gordon on the Nuggets, like in a playoff series tomorrow.
Yeah.
But is Jalen Williams like look to be either right now or on track to be a more complete player than Aaron Gordon? I think so.
Yeah, but let's wait till he gets there.
I just
Then
think he
put him
might.
over
I just
Aaron
think he
Gordon.
might already be there.
No. This is blaspheme.
You guys are going to have to sort this out.
You got to make a note.
You have to.
You're
you
Adam.
have to do
Yeah,
this.
you put your
like,
foot down.
We're at an impasse.
Yeah, you have to make the deciding
We've
vote.
done everything that we can
Yeah,
do.
we've made our cases. It's up to you. And
We're going to go Jalen Williams
You
at
son
8,
of a bitch!
Chet Holmgren at 9, Aaron Gordon at 10.
I think this is good.
Oh my
I think
God,
this is good.
dude.
I think this is good.
Look, it's impossible to define best player. It's impossible.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
why wouldn't you?
No why in this jam.
Why wouldn't you then, knowing it's impossible, compile a list that is more favorable to us?
Look, this is a tough exercise. There are so many factors.
Bro.
Do you want them like
It is tough.
situation, who they're playing with? It's,
All right, now that we chat, give us a grade on this list that we just compiled, please.
and while they do that, we are going to not go to our last break. We're going to stay right here.
Wait, can I ask you guys a question really quick?
Sure. Yeah.
How many names do you think before we get to MPJ? If that's our 10. So let's say, like, all right, here's the next group, I think. Naz Reid, Jeremy Grant, Michael Porter Jr., Jaden McDaniels.
I mean, MPJ is at the top of that group, I feel like.
For sure. He's probably number 11.
Yeah, it's guys like that. MPJ, McDaniels, Naz Reid.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going to slot Caruso, but he's in the division now.
This is true. It's like, here's the thing. It is a loaded division now.
Yeah.
And when I first got here, it was a division figuring some stuff
A
out.
barren division.
I'm like, there was Dame and all that, but like, even
5-5-ish. Of course, American grade. We don't even know what we don't care how many times Miroslav explains
Yeah.
it to us. We don't know what they mean.
I'm not doing math, first of all.
Well,
So-
I mean, it's just 1 through 5, right?
I don't know or care.
not that
I'm sure
complicated.
that it mirrors the ease and understandability of the metric system, and I have no use for either of them. A through F.
Yeah, MPJ's in that next group with those other guys.
I think so.
Can we go back to the top 10? Because so the Nuggets had 3 guys in it. Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon. The Timberwolves had their big 3 as well. Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns. The Thunder had 3 guys as well.
yeah.
Dang.
SGA,
Sucks to suck,
Jalen
Portland.
Williams, Chet Holmgren, and the Jazz had 1.
With Larry. I think that's right.
That
Like,
feels pretty right.
You could probably quibble with our order, as I'm sure everyone feels differently. But I think that kind of breakdown makes tons of sense to me. You've got very, very competitive teams with very good 1 through 3s, if not 1 through 4s, and then the Jazz.
Yeah.
And then figuring out how good Lowry is difficult too, because he looks to be as good as almost anyone on this list, almost anyone, but then he's on the Jazz. So I don't know. We don't know.
Those last 2 were so tough. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Aaron Gordon. It's like if you're taking a guy who you want to be a top option in the playoffs, like I would probably take Jalen Williams over Aaron Gordon. If I'm taking a guy to like fill the role that Aaron Gordon plays, it's Aaron Gordon.
Right, exactly.
So it's tough.
And what I'm hearing is you guys don't appreciate Aaron Gordon like I do.
Hey, do you know what? My biggest takeaway is that you effing love Karl Anthony Towns.
Can you expound on that a little bit?
Listen, guys, I love a big, tall, goofy guy that is terrible to listen to and makes more baskets than you would expect.
Adam?
And has an awful looking.
Yeah, are you describing Adam?
Awful looking 3-point shot that goes in all the time. That's my kind of guy.
That is true.
Where do you think Shaq would have put Rudy Gobert in all
Well,
this?
he has literally the worst player in the history of the NBA. So, Vyacheslav likes your spelling. He likes Rudeth and Gorgon.
Yeah, dude.
What's the poll
Rudy
looking
Gobert.
like? Do we have any grades in?
So we got
the
one.
chat?
We got one grade.
Yeah,
Thanks for playing along, chat. Jesus.
555-ish gave us a 4.25 in
You have to
Serbia.
push one letter and then hit enter. We can't get people to do that. What is wrong with you people today?
The poll has Aaron Gordon with 72% and Karl Anthony Towns with 28% with 29 votes.
And then we dropped AG all the way to 10. To be fair, not the least biased group we could have polled. So,
Yeah. If we're looking at like other guys that we didn't mention, we're just talking about that group: MPJ, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Jeremy Grant, best player on Portland. If we had to give that title to somebody, Hartenstein. Is there anybody on this list we think could jump into the top 10? Or is the top 10 pretty cemented for this year? It feels like it might be a little cemented.
I think it's cemented.
Maybe Michael Porter's the best case.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, it would take a pretty monumental leap from a lot of players to be able to. Like Chet is already. Chet's on there, right? Or did we?
He's on there. We have him on there. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Porter or McDaniels are the ones that could have a year where by the end of it you go, maybe they're in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of man. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah. So that's our final list.
We got an A-.
I like
From
that. From Vyacheslav.
Oh, we'll take that.
That's good, dude. That's a good from Vyacheslav. I felt like he was going to give us a C.
Yeah, he's a cruel and generally unfair grader.
Yeah, he's an everyday watcher that tells us what he thinks, which we appreciate
Even when it hurts. Every time.
every time.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
So, I mean, how do we feel about just now that we've sort of looked at the Northwest Division? Like, do we feel good about where the Nuggets are still? Do we still feel good about this? I mean, we got really good players in this division. This kind of sucks, man. Like, I think this is kind of what happens, too, when you get into an arms race division. Like, you have a clear-cut number one best player in the division like Nikola Jokic, that everybody else sort of has an understanding of, like, who they have to beat.
Yeah.
So they're able to, it just kind of happens, right? Like you just get like talent that kind of pools into the same kind of place.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like.
C+, Taylor, my gosh.
Damn, dude.
Dang, dude.
Thank you for the grade, though. Jay gave us a B-.
Yeah, that actually means more to us than the grade itself.
Yeah, just the simple interaction.
Oso
for
Blanco says
participating.
A or F. He's undecided. I was thinking, is the Northwest Division the best division? Portland drags it down.
It does.
Because Portland is the worst team in the Western Conference.
Yeah. That's like if we're like, do the Nuggets have the best roster? We're like, they do have Zeke.
I mean, but you could easily argue that the three best teams out west are
That's the
in
thing.
this division.
And if you look at the Pacific Division, it doesn't have the elite team. Like the best team in that division is the Kings. I don't know.
So you might see more balance, but
There is more balance. The worst team in that division last year was the Warriors. And then you got the Southwest. The worst team in that division last year was the Spurs and also the Grizzlies. Both those teams are going to be way better. But if you're looking like overall talent, it probably is the Northwest Division.
I think so. And by the way, all of these games are going to be
like
on
top-heavy teams.
national TV. Like all of them.
Yeah.
All four games, I'm pretty sure, against Minnesota are on national TV. At least two against OKC are on national TV. So these are high marquee matchups that everyone's going to watch. And, as we don't really get to know the answers through 82 games, those games will go a long way into deciding the national narrative of which one of those three teams and or Dallas is ready to make a run for it. I do think OKC in a regular season will win the most games and win that narrative battle. I still think they got to prove it in the playoffs, but it's not their fault that they're where they're at. They're so young, and the Nuggets were once a team that hadn't proved it yet, and then they did. So I think it's real for me. I still think it's those three teams. I might just be being really disrespectful. I think Dallas got really hot and got the very best out of themselves last year. I think the other three teams are better.
I think you might be right.
I think that
I was just looking at the Eastern Conference divisions. There's like there's almost two terrible teams in every division. In the Atlantic, you've got the Nets and the Raptors, just two like Portland level teams almost.
Yeah.
In the Central, you've got the Pistons.
Yeah.
The second worst team there is the Bulls, who are respectable.
The East really is the haves and the have-nots, very clearly.
In the Southeast, you've got the Hornets and the Wizards, and you've also got the Hawks, who are going to be bad this year.
Yes, but then you also have the Celtics, and you have the Knicks, and you have like their top-end teams are great, and like their bottom teams are. It is dark.
Yeah.
It gets very dark in the East.
And it's just like the West teams aren't going anywhere, man, especially the Northwest Division. The Thunder, they've accumulated so many draft picks that they can be this team, this exact team they are now, for the next 10 years.
Yeah. With 100 audibles in their back pocket.
With 10 different Alex Caruso type
yes,
deals.
Precisely.
They
don't
can
even
make that
have to
trade
go
every
all in.
summer.
Right.
Yeah.
They're in an incredible position. Again, they haven't won a championship yet. The Nuggets have.
Yeah.
You've got the Nuggets, who aren't going anywhere. You've got the Timberwolves, who probably have the most volatility out of those three teams.
Yeah.
But still, these next couple of years, they're going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, it's going to get better, man, in theory. So the one thing I actually think the biggest thing with Minnesota is that Mike Conley gets older every year.
Hell yeah, he does.
And he is like, obviously Nuggets fans understand now after both the Utah and the Minnesota clashes, very, very, very important player.
Oh, yeah.
And so we'll see what their plan is for that. Like if and as he deteriorates, ages is really the word I should just say.
But correct. It's the correct word.
It just feels so hard. Like not literally deteriorate, actually. But as he gets older.
I deteriorated quite a bit last night.
As he gets older. That. And he still had just enough in the tank to have some moments against Denver. But he's been playing for a long time as a smaller guard. So that's the big Minnesota question.
Yeah.
But they'll win a lot of games, man. They will.
Yeah. Yeah, just as we were mentioning the East, I was reminded. I have one more Dallas story to share. Would you like to hear it?
Let's hear it.
This happened during the NBA Finals.
Then you can talk about how your name became D-Line.
Yep. This happened during the NBA Finals, and I wasn't able to talk about it because it would have tipped our hand that we were going to Dallas. But I was in Dallas, and we were having lunch looking at various office location options.
Yeah.
And then we went to this hotel where it's near American Airlines Arena, and it's like a nice kind of upscale hotel. And all of the Celtics were just in the bar that we were we were in a coffee shop wasting time. And I looked up, and Brian Scalabrine was like hanging out and getting a coffee and then like taking pictures. And I was like, is that Brian Scalabrine? And I was like, that's crazy. And then I turned around and Derek White was just there. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up, Derek White? And he's like, oh, hey, what's up? Because we have a familiarity through.
Like, oh, what's
DNVR.
up, D-Line?
Yeah. And I was like, damn, what do you guys do on these days when you're just like in a city? He's like, this. I was like, okay, cool. And then I went to the restaurant, and then Kristaps Porzingis walked in.
Wow.
Would you say that he's tall?
I would say he was quite tall,
So tall.
and I knew at that moment, I'm like, that man is not playing another basketball game. He was limping so heavily.
Wow, what a scoop.
I know, but I couldn't share it. I couldn't share it.
You just share it with us.
I couldn't share it. And also, there were a couple other guys, but I was like, this is weird.
Wow.
This is totally weird.
That is some hard-hitting reporting.
Yeah, dude. So that was a good story,
Boots
right?
on the ground.
Second story.
You heard it here first. KP was injured a few months ago.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Eric saw guys in the NBA not at the arena one time. That's a good story. Another story. How did I get called D-Line? I'll explain this again.
Oh, I was joking, but go ahead.
I named my clothing company D-Line, and when I started to work with Adam and these guys, they didn't ever bother to learn my name.
Correct.
I don't know know why we started calling you.
Because it was like
It's right there.
It was like if the guys from Red Hawk Roofing were here, you'd be like, "Hey, Red Hawk, come on
But
over."
if Red Hawk Roofing if there was somebody from Red Hawk Roofing on our show, I don't think I would call them Red Hawk.
But the thing is that I established a personal relationship, and I was doing business. I had a business relationship first.
Yeah.
So his wife, shout out Sheila, or actually F.U. Sheila.
Happy birthday,
would be
Sheila.
like,
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, good. Third time's the charm.
whoa! I would, she'd be like, "Adam, where's D-Line?" And then everyone just started to call me D-Line, but D-Line stands for Denver. Denver line, the Denver line of clothing. So that's why, whatever. Anyway, that's why I'm called D-Line, and I'm now cursed to carry it for the rest of my days.
There you go. Super chat from Cedric Exquisite.
Just
What?
one. And not only is it just one, can you pull it up? Oh, there it is. He acknowledged it. Only one today.
Okay.
What if Jamal took a pay cut? Thoughts, guys?
He won't.
I doubt he will, and
He won't. He won't. He's earned the right
Yeah.
to not have to.
yeah. I mean, if he did, it would help a little bit, I think, but I wouldn't expect him.
Man, they're paying these guys. That's the ship they're in.
Guys, thanks for tuning in on this casual Friday. It's been fun. That was a fun show.
That was good job, guys.
Hey, good job by you.
I think the secret was how we all got here really early.
Yeah.
We got I think the preparedness of the show is what really made it shine.
That's what I put my finger.
Thanks to everybody hanging out in the Toyota chat. Hope everybody has a good weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Talk to you then.
We all silly like the mayor.